just there's some really neat things happening. I don't know how much of this to get into. Let me say this. I met this week for an hour and a half with the head of Canada Family Action Coalition. Many, many years ago, came to this church, great guy. He had a chance to be with somebody this past week who was a very, very well-known in American circles. And he asked him a question. He said, I need to know one thing. How did they get Donald Trump in as president when so much was against him? What they did was they contacted 20,000 pastors in the 11 swing states. 20,000 pastors got their databases, and what they did was they sent information to people, over 15 million people, to find out, do you know who you're voting for? They targeted right down to people who weren't decided who they were voting for yet. And at the end of the day, when they found this certain number of people with this data campaign, they sent them the information of, here's what Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party stand for, here's what Donald Trump and his platform stands for. And when the Christians saw side by side what the values were, the past voting records and the moral issues, it was a very clear issue, and it was the Christians that won the election in the states because business, finance, and believers, the church, came together. And they did it in the most powerful nation in the world. I said, that is awesome. I said, was there anything that came out of that? He said, yeah. He said, I got the name of the guy that set up the whole system. I've talked to the guy, the guy that was up from the States at the meetings. He said, I talked to him, and he said, you guys need to connect with this guy. He gave me his name and his cell phone number. But the really interesting thing about this form is that on the other side is the process that they're going to be using for electing the next leader of the Progressive Conservative Party in Canada. Step 1, you need to be a member, as we talked about before. Step 2, you're going to get mail on April 28th or after that's going to give you a ballot. Step number 3, you fill out the ballot, and you'll pick a certain number of candidates, and then they'll send you something on May the 27th. You bring your ballot and your identification to a polling station.
Alberta Premier Jason Kenney endorsed Erin O'Toole's bid for the Conservative leadership. He highlights several reasons for backing O'Toole. Quote, no one will have their deeply held beliefs dismissed as stinking albatrosses under Erin O'Toole's leadership.
O'Toole took the race on the third ballot, beating out rivals Peter MacKay, Derek Sloan, and Leslyn Lewis.